Hey guys, Blake here, and over the past few days I've sold hundreds and hundreds of dollars of very boring stuff. So instead of showing you a slideshow, a PowerPoint of a bunch of $15 DVDs, we're going to go over the top 10 biggest sales I've had in the past 7 days. Alright, here's the first one. You might remember this from the video I made earlier this week. It's an antique pictorial history of ancient pharmacy and medicine from 1899. I want to go into some more detail about this book. So as many of you know, it came from the Hoarder House buyout. I just did the math on that. I'll post the math, the video, the profit total on my other main channel. But just for a little, sneak peek, I paid about 23 cents for this book. That's what my total per book ended up being. There's more to it, but that's for the other video. I had it originally listed at like 400 bucks, and then there was an auction, and I raised my price after the auction ended, because obviously you want to do that. But just to give you some more info, whenever you can find old pictorial histories with original artwork, whether they're prints or drawings, that's going to add value to the book. Anything that's occult or magic or medicine related, maybe alchemy, stuff like that, because the further back you get, the more they kind of mix together, that's going to add value as well. And we have a new sealed Sega game, College Football's National Championship 2, Sega Genesis 2. I don't know why I said the Sega Genesis 2. I assume that's because it's opposed to like the Master Pack or whatever it was called before the Sega Genesis was put out for a larger production run in the United States. I don't remember. Master System? Somebody who knows more about games can correct me in the comments below. This was brand new, sealed. I bought this on eBay a few years ago. I bought 4 or 5, I forget. It was a bunch of sports Sega games sealed. I paid about $5 per game, if you can believe that. And I've been slowly selling them over the years. This is actually the most expensive one at $96.23. So how did I ship this? It was bubble wrapped, and then bubble wrapped again and put into a box. This game, I'm pretty sure, was being graded. So I wanted to make sure that it was being delivered to the buyer in as good as condition as possible. Why didn't I grade it myself? I don't know much about that. I don't really care to. I have no interest in it. I really would prefer just to sell things that I find and let someone else handle that risk and just make my business selling things, not collecting things and dealing in more speculative markets. Then we have an Assassin's Creed game lot sold for $56.95. Whenever I get these relatively low value games, I am bundling them up. Over there you can't see it. I've got miscellaneous Wii, miscellaneous shooter, miscellaneous PS2 games, and those are all games that are in series. So like all the Just Dance games on Wii, I bundle up in lot. All the Guitar Hero or Band Hero, is it Band Hero? Rock Band games. Those are all being lotted up and sold in lots, and you get a way faster sale, and you're also going to make more because you're not paying shipping on each individual relatively low value title. Here's a cool one. Also came from the Hoarder House. It's not books. It's Coronation Street, which is like a soap opera or a sitcom, I guess. A period piece. I don't know. I think it has to do with the coronation of Queen Elizabeth in Bristol, if I remember. I don't remember actually. Maybe I'm making that up. But in England somewhere. And so this was portraits of the cast plus postcards, sold for $28.45. Went to a buyer in England. So this was bought in England, taken back to America by the person who lived in the house that I helped clean out, and now it's going back to England. So sorry about all the jet fuel being used, and it sold for $28.45. Next we have 1080 for the Nintendo 64. I paid $15 for this at a flea market like 4 or 5 years ago, and I didn't have it listed until July 16th, looks like on the screen. I put it at $61.29. I have no clue how I decided that price, and then I run markdown sales, and so it sold for $58.23. Then another lot of games, Xbox One Assassin's Creed games. This is going to be Odyssey, Origins, and Assassin's Creed 3. Sold for $37.95. I paid about $3 per game for each of these games on an auction on eBay. Again, low value games, probably worth about $12 a piece individually. So you're looking at like $5-ish to $7 profit. I don't really have the number memorized. I should, but I don't. Low profit is what I'm saying. And because these are Xbox One games, these actually all did ship under 8 ounces, so I only paid like $4.15 to ship all 3 of them, which is pretty good per game. Then we have a vintage LL Bean large tall Parkit Jacka Hood men's large tall. That's all the keywords I put in there. No tag on here. The only reason I know it's a large tall is because I wear a large tall, and this fit me perfectly. I wanted to keep it, but I'll take $40 for it. I paid $5 at a Goodwill probably 2 or 3 years ago. And we have a lot of Nintendo DS, Nintendogs games. Now, some of these are actually worth selling individually on Amazon. You're gonna generally want to have a box for them. You don't have to. I've FBA'd those games with a piece of cardboard in a 6x9 suffocation hazard bag before. They get lost sometimes. It's kind of the thing where you have to make sure that there's a piece of cardboard that goes to within an inch, I think, or a half inch of the edge of the box to technically meet their criteria, which I'm sure is changing all the time. So instead of FBAing it at around $15 a piece, where you make like, what is that, $7 profit off of it on Amazon, I just lot them together, and it sold in about 2 months. Yeah, it looks like I listed it end of January. Here's a cool one. I took a best offer on this of $30 with free shipping. New Hanover Current Sorrento Lemon Lotion and Soap Set from Anthropology. This actually ships out tomorrow. This is such an old listing. I listed it a year ago, so February of 22. So I had 4-day handling on there because at the time I had 4-day handling across the board because I didn't understand how much of a bonus in search result placement you got by having 1-day handling, and I was just listing so much and I was very busy. Things I've learned along the way. Sold for $30. I paid probably $5 for it at Salvation Army, and I'm glad to see it go. And then finally, the last one, a handheld sale. I bought this in an auction of handheld games. I think I paid about $5 a game for about 20 games, so I paid over $100. But these handheld games are pretty reliable sellers in the $15 to $45 range, sometimes even more. You can find some on Amazon that go for a lot of money. This one, however, was not going on Amazon. I don't even know if there was an ASIN for it. So I put it on eBay at $30, ran a markdown sale. It's been for sale since last July. So I'm happy to see it go for $28.45, and it shipped first class mail. Put some bubble wrap on there. Thank you, American Bubble Boy. I guess I should shout out those sponsors. I mean, they're not really sponsors, but I make money if you buy stuff from them. Definitely was using these Type O craft mailers for all the video games that I sold, and then American Bubble Boy bubble wrap to make sure that this thing did not get destroyed in transit, because that would be the worst, to sell a cool vintage handheld game for $30 only to have to refund the buyer because I was negligent in my shipping practices. There we go. Let me know, do you like this format more? Personally, I think seeing the same things being sold every single day is kind of boring, but if I give you a highlight of the past week or so, maybe that's more interesting. Love to hear in the comments. If you're new, subscribe. Everyone give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys soon.